Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Wednesday, August the 13th, 2014. And we're doing an eBay location video from Maryland. Yes folks, that's right. A whole group of us have assembled today in Maryland to discuss the new eBay newsletter that just came out yesterday, and to sit around, have a big meal, and just get to know each other a little better. I'm going to introduce you to some of those people. Hopefully you'll get to know and like every one of them. And I'm also going to discuss my views on the eBay newsletter itself. After we're done discussing that, I'm going to introduce you to a few people I'm really happy to be friends with and proud to be friends with. So hopefully you'll stay around for the whole video. And as always, let's get started. First, I'd like you to come on and meet some of my friends. I think the first person you'd like to meet is the nice lady who's hosting this event. Her name is Carolyn. And let's go in and see if we can find her, and we'll introduce you right now. Here we have Carolyn. She's been nice enough to host a bunch of eBay sellers. Carolyn, would you please say hello to the fans?
Hi. I don't know what.
How long have you been selling on eBay, Carolyn?
Since 2001.
And if I may ask you, what prompted you to be so magnanimous and invite us all over today?
Because I'm a cost member, and Cindy Sorley is the best thing there is. So Cindy's here, David's here, how much better can it get? And Joe DeMarchio's here. We got a wow factor going on.
You heard it here, folks. You can't argue with that, can you?
I've got a cost apron.
Are you listing it?
No, my cost apron.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's take a look at some of the people here. Maybe you'll recognize some of them.
That didn't work so well. Yeah, but everything's back.
So you might as well hang out here. I want to introduce you
I
next.
have big sales on those things. I want to get rid of.
I can see I'm going to have to do some editing on this. Wow, look who's here. It's Cindy Sorley, all the way from Utah.
Hi everybody.
Well, Cindy, what brings you to Maryland all the way from Utah?
Well, Carolyn asked us to come, and we were very happy to be able to come and stay at her home. She's a wonderful hostess, and she's reached out to the cost members to invite those in the area to come, and we've had people drive in from New York, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and I'm just overwhelmed, and I can't thank you enough for coming, because you're one of my heroes.
Cindy, I consider myself very fortunate to have you as a friend and as a Facebook friend. I've learned a lot in your group.
Thank you.
And I believe the last time I saw you was in Philly.
It was in Philly. It was
2 years ago.
2 years ago in Philadelphia.
Back in 2012.
Yeah, at eBay on location.
Correct. Correct. And is there any special message you would like to send out to Scott Henshaw? Because I know he's watching this.
Scott, buddy, I wish you were here, but I will see you soon. I'm heading up to Seattle to see you. But next time, you're here with us, buddy.
Nice. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Standing in front of me is the world famous David Rayer. Another one of my Facebook friends and top rated eBay seller. Dave, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dave, and I sell on eBay. And I know Joe through our Facebook group that we're together, and of course I watch his fabulous YouTubes, and you should be too.
And Dave came all the way from where in California?
Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. You're probably the furthest from anybody in here.
Yeah, I guess I am.
You and Cindy.
Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
I'm a little bit farther than Cindy too, so
Right.
I'm probably the farthest right now, yeah.
Now, Dave, would you like to tell us a few tidbits about the global shipping program?
Well, I think the global shipping program is great. I know that you have some reservations about using the global shipping program, but I think that it's a great program. I think it has a lot of value and can be very useful. I think that it would be great to see some adjustments to the program. I think that it needs some improvements, but I think that it can work. and that it does work for many sellers, and it's really good for sellers who are afraid to ship internationally on their own. And there are a lot of benefits to it, and we can talk about that further if you'd like.
Let the record show that Dave just spent an hour with me discussing the positive aspects of the global shipping program and trying to upsell it. All right, we'll talk more about that.
Okay, great.
Shortly. Okay, Dave, I'm going to put you on the spot now. What would you like to talk about regarding eBay? It can be the global shipping program or anything you want.
Well, I think the global shipping program is good. Like we mentioned earlier, you have some reservations about it, so let's touch on the global shipping program. The global shipping program simply is you sell internationally and you ship domestically. So what happens is somebody from, say, Ireland buys your item, and they pay for the shipping and the import charges, and they pay for those up front, and then you ship it to a location in Kentucky, the Global Shipping Program Center in Kentucky, and then they forward it from there to Ireland, and it goes from them to the door with no additional import or custom fees or duties. It's a very safe program for the sellers on eBay. You are not responsible for breakage or loss once it reaches Kentucky. So it's a great program with great safeguards for the seller. So you get it to Kentucky and it arrives there safely, and then Kentucky forwards it on, and if it gets lost, they are the ones that will be refunding the buyer, not you. So it doesn't come out of your pocket. If they get the item and it comes in late or it comes in broken, and the seller leaves you, or the buyer leaves you negative or neutral feedback, eBay will remove that feedback because it's a global shipping transaction. And that's pretty much about as basic and simple as it gets.
Well, do you think, Dave, that there's as much seller protection on a domestic sale as there is with the global shipping program?
I actually think you have as much, maybe more, on the global shipping program than you do domestically. Because basically it's just a domestic shipment for you. So as long as you get it to Kentucky and you get it there safely, you're covered.
Well, Dave, one of the things I got to tell you, now you know I'm not a member of the global shipping program at this point, but I make these videos each week, and I always read the comments of the good people, and I see quite a larger number of people complaining about international shipping problems than domestic shipping problems.
Well, I've shipped lots of stuff internationally, and I've used both the global shipping program and shipped myself, and I have had one item arrive broken internationally, and that was actually an unbreakable item, and it was shipped to Germany, and it was a vinyl figurine that was virtually indestructible, and in customs in Germany they opened it up, and it appeared that they were looking for contraband inside the figure, and they actually ripped the arm off of the figure to look inside it and see if there was contraband in there. And the reason that we know this is because it had been opened and retaped with customs tape from Germany customs, and so that's how we know that that happened. Other than that, I've never had a loss, and I've never had a breakage internationally shipping either way.
Well, Dave, I have had a lot of people complain about their packages being opened, just like you said. Do you think that most of the packages are indeed opened once they get to Kentucky?
I believe, I don't know this for sure, but I believe that all packages that go through any freight forwarder that are to be shipped internationally, to be shipped overseas, get opened. I believe that it happens to every one of them, and the reason being is because once they ship it or forward it on, they are responsible for what's inside that package. So they have to open it to make sure that I'm not shipping something illegal to a country that doesn't allow you, or even stick a kilo of cocaine in a package and ship it on. I mean, that would be, if you were a dealer and you wanted to ship something and they weren't going to open it, that would be a great way to do it. So yes, I believe that they have to open every package, and I think that some packages get repacked. I don't believe that they all do, but I think that some do.
Well, Dave, I understand what you're saying, but quite a few people have suggested that almost all the items are being repacked into smaller and lighter boxes so that the freight forwarder can make more money on that deal?
Well, I don't know if it's a matter of making more money, but I believe that packages that are shipped to Kentucky and packed properly and packed in the proper size box get forwarded in that same box. They are opened, I believe, but I do believe that they're opened and inspected, and maybe invoices are changed out. eBay may have their own invoicing system, I don't know. But I believe that most of them arrive the way that you sent them to them. But if you sent something to them, say you sent something in a padded flat rate mailer, the only way to get those open is to destroy them. The global shipping program would then have to repack it into either another box or another padded mailer of some sort.
Well, Dave, thank you. But do you have any last advice for a person like, let's say someone like me who's not yet in the program and was thinking of it? Is there anything they need to keep in mind? Any precautions?
No, I think that you just have to have all of the, in the listing form when you set up your listing, you have to have your package size correct and your weight correct, and just do a good job. I think that it is probably one of the simplest programs that eBay has to make international shipping good for everybody. And I also believe that your listing's made available on those international sites as well when you're in the global shipping program. I think that if you're comfortable to ship both via the GSP and ship yourself, I think that using the GSP for heavier, possibly higher value items is really, really very safe for the sellers, as opposed to the smaller stuff, which you can ship a lot cheaper yourself and save the buyers some money.
All right, I think that about wraps it up. I'd like to thank you, Dave, for taking this time out for this little interview. And hopefully, you know, I'm not part of the GSP yet, but like I said, we talked for an hour about this before, and I think we both agree that this could be a profitable venture if they tweak a couple of things.
Well, I think it's already a profitable venture. I think anytime you ship internationally, because there's such a huge market from international buyers, and they have a lot of money, and I think that anytime that you can generate extra sales, it's going to be profitable too.
All right, Dave, I'd like to talk more, but I think that there's cake on the table, and we don't want those guys to get it all.
I'm good with that. Let's go get some.
Let's go. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.